Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, February 4th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. It is great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. Last Saturday, Norwood and most of Massachusetts saw its biggest winter storm of the year. The snow started early in the morning and fell throughout the day into the evening, at times coming down at 1.5 inches per hour. DPW crews worked tirelessly to stay ahead of the storm, even during times of low to no visibility.
DPW crews showed up at 10 p.m. on Friday the 28th to start salting roads. We salted roads till about 2 a.m. Saturday morning, and then that's when we started putting the plows down and scraping the roads. So we were plowing roads and addressing sidewalks from 2 a.m. Saturday to about 11:30 p.m. on Saturday. At that point, plow crews went home and another salt shift went out to about 4 a.m. Sunday morning. During that same time, we still had 2 sidewalk crews out there addressing their sidewalks. Sidewalks are very challenging for a number of reasons, and we've been at it ever since the storm. Public Works came back for the regular shift on Monday, and ever since then we've been doing addressing the sidewalks, plowing the sidewalks, removing snow in the center, South Norwood, removing snow from the parking lots, and in some places we're doing some roadway widening with our roadway widening snow blower. We have a total of 19.5 inches of snow fell in that time. From 8 a.m. Saturday to about 5 p.m. snow was coming down pretty consistently at about 1.5 inches an hour. Fortunately it was light snow, but with that light snow we had some really significant winds out there. Visibility was literally 100 feet at some times. Real challenging for the men and women of DPW, but they came through. So all in all, I think it was a successful response to the blizzard of 2022. So if you're ever driving by the Public Works yard and you see the, looks like a barn with a cupola on top near Manhattan Street, that's our salt bin. And on top of it, that cupola has a lighting system that mimics what was done at the John Hancock building in Boston, where it gives actual weather forecasts. So if you see a steady blue, it's clear view. If you see a flashing blue, clouds are due. If you see steady red, rain ahead, and if it's flashing red, snow instead.
Thank you to everyone at the DPW for all your hard work during the storm. Stay tuned next week as we will get some insight on the science behind the storm from Norwood resident and National Weather Service meteorologist Joe Della Carpini. The fire department responded to a small fire reported at Town Hall late Tuesday morning. Brian Boudreau has the story.
Around 1:15 p.m. today, Norwood Fire Department was dispatched to Norwood Town Hall for reports of smoke in an IT closet on the 3rd floor. Town Hall was evacuated just before emergency crews arrived. Chief Hayes recaps the event.
So we had a small fire in a battery backup for the computer system for Town Hall. Contained largely to the piece of equipment. The guys are extinguishing it and removing it from the building right now. It's going to be a few minutes, but everything is okay up here except for the battery backup.
NCM will work to bring you further information as it becomes available. For Norwood News, I'm Brian Boudreau.
Thanks to Norwood Fire, the fire was resolved quickly and no one was injured. Stay tuned after this break to learn how the community is rallying behind 2 special Norwood families.
Stop by the Norwood Morrill Memorial Library and check out magazines, newspapers, DVDs, and of course, books. The library also offers a variety of services, including passport renewal, a notary, and tutoring, with multiple different meeting rooms which can be booked for your convenience. Take advantage of online digital resources and get assistance with all of your research needs. Kids can enjoy the children's room stocked with books and toys. There are also a variety of programs for children and adults. And if you can't make it into the library can come to you with home delivery. The library is open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To learn more, go to www.norwoodlibrary.org.
Welcome back. It's a Norwood High School tradition that the girls' varsity basketball team hosts a special fundraiser every season. The team this year chose to focus all donations towards 2 Norwood families experiencing grief and hardship. Erin Crowley shares more.
Many hands make light work. All of these helping hands are rallying behind the families of 2 special basketball alumni.
In Norwood, there's just this network of people, and there's always somebody that takes charge. So somebody hears that there's a family in trouble, there's an illness, and it's like this network of families. So I may not know the family, but I know somebody who knows them, and we all just call, and then those people call, and then those people call.
In December, the community was shocked by the sudden death of Kevin Roach. Kevin was known and loved as the Kid. He worked at Lewis's and dedicated his time coaching youth football. His wife, Kate Roach, is an NHS basketball alum and former Coakley Middle School teacher. His daughters, Morgan and Molly, are tearing it up on the girls' varsity hockey team, and his son is making waves on the Pop Warner football team. But there's someone missing in the fan section.
When anybody needs it, and you might not even know who it is, Norwood just rallies together. Like, they are the greatest community for that reason, and without even knowing who they were giving money for or why they were coming, they always really lend a hand, and more than anything, just the support. I think people knowing that Norwood's in their corner and Norwood High School's in their corner, especially, is huge.
Proud Norwood alum and also the opposing coach tonight for Westwood. I was just really excited that this night landed on our game. I think the Helping Hands fundraiser that Norwood does every year is awesome. This year it touches, the families of 2 Norwood basketball alums, of which I am one as well. And Mary Kate Jummy Roach is one of them, and then Andrea Dixon Lavery's the other. And I grew up watching the Dixons. I'm a proud Norwood Mustang.
As any alumni would tell you, once a Mustang, always a Mustang. That's why the girls' basketball alumni are here to show support for Kate Roach and Andrea Lavery. With the support of her family and friends, Andrea is currently fighting stage 4 lung cancer.
In basketball, we talk a lot about scouting reports and things like that, and I just think cancer got this wrong. I think it picked the wrong person, the wrong family, and the wrong town. So just really proud of the Mustang community. Tonight was awesome. I'm just really happy to be here and be a part of it.
In this community, school pride runs deep. Bonds created on the court as 16 and 17-year-olds have carried these women into a new era of parenting and coaching. In their busy lives, these Mustangs still find time to help friends in need.
I'm part of organizing the Norwood girls basketball alumni, so I try to send out information as much as I can, and we got some info that tonight was going to be a fundraiser for the group, and the Norwood alumni really came through and showed up.
Whenever there's a crisis, you can always count on the people in Norwood to come together. So I'm proud to be part of the Norwood family.
Helping Hands has raised over $7,000 for the Roach and Lavery families. Donations are still welcome if you would like to lend a helping hand. For Norwood Community Media, I'm Erin Crowley.
Thanks to all who came out to donate and show support for the Roach and Lavery families. If you would like to participate, donations are still being accepted using this QR code on the screen. And now for an update on everything happening down at the library, here's Library Director Clayton Sheaver with this month's Moral Moment.
Greetings from the Morrow Memorial Library, Norwood's public library for everyone. I'm Clayton Cheever, your library director. I'd like to tell you about a few things happening here at the library this February. Have you taken advantage of our streamlined pickup service yet? Once you've received that notice that an item has come in, you can follow a link in the emailed notification and go online to pick a half-hour window anytime in the next few days. Once you complete the process by filling in your name, your email, and your phone number, you can return at your selected time and your request will be waiting for you right by the front door. Do you have questions? Use the Chat With Us feature on our website at norwoodlibrary.org or give us a call anytime we're open. And we're open 7 days a week, 9 to 9 Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5 on Saturdays, and 2 to 5 on Sundays. Our phone number is 781-769-0200. Parents and caregivers are invited to bring their toddlers and preschool-aged children to the second floor of the library for a Tinker Tots Building Club happening every Thursday morning this month from 10:30 to 11:30. We'll spread out with a few different types of blocks, and then you're free to build. Space is limited, so please register today. February is Black History Month. We have a very special program happening on the 24th that I want to encourage you to tune in and appreciate. Via the wonders of Zoom, we're partnering with several other Massachusetts libraries to host an evening with Sabrina Fulton, Trayvon Martin's mother. Starting at 7 p.m., Ms. Fulton will share her family's story about the tragedy of her son's murder and how awareness of it helped awaken our nation's conscience. She co-authored a book and has been a tireless advocate speaking out against violence towards children and the need to build better, safer communities for everyone. One of the ways we can be safe while enriching our lives is by taking advantage of what the library offers online. There are so many resources you can find from our website, which of course is accessible anytime, day or night, as long as you have an internet connection. And we can help with that with our cellular hotspots if you need that too. I want to take a moment and tell you about an online resource we provide you may not be familiar with. It's called Novelist, and it's a great way to find more books like a book you've previously enjoyed. It's also a great place to find the next book in a series. You'll need to have your library card ready to log in if you're connecting outside of the library. To find it, visit our website and look under the Digital Resources menu for the link to databases. They're all listed alphabetically, so scroll all the way down until you find Novelist. This is a great tool to find your next favorite read. I've also brought some new books with me that I'm excited to tell you about. Just in time for Black History Month, I have this gorgeous picture book written by Alicia D. Williams and illustrated by Jacqueline Alcantara called Jump at the Sun, the true life tale of unstoppable story catcher Zora Neale Hurston. It tells the story of an incredible person who was encouraged to make a difference and succeeded in shining sunlight on tales most people had never bothered to listen to. Readers looking for something longer to dive into should check out this anthology named 400 Souls, a community history of African America from 1619 to 2019. Edited by Ibram X. Kendi and Keisha N. Blaine, this is an extraordinary 10-part collection of writings from 90 brilliant writers, chronicling a history of resistance, struggle, hope, reinvention, and a great multitude of perspectives. February is also the month of Valentine's Day, and I brought a charming romantic comedy novel by Talia Hibbert to delight you when you need it. Danica Brown is done with romance. As she says, she's been there, done that, and burned the t-shirt. Then she agrees to a fake date with her friend after starring with him in a video that goes viral of a workplace fire drill gone wrong. Officially the second book in a series, I've been told you don't have to read the first book to enjoy this one that was published in 2020. And if you like it, you can read more in the first and third related books, Get a Life Chloe Brown and Act Your Age Eve Brown, all in the Brown Sisters series. Don't forget to keep updating your winter bingo card. You have until March 11th to complete as many rows as you can to win bragging rights and entries into the raffle for prizes. Get more info from our website or stop by and see us. This has been A Moral Moment. From everyone here at the library, I wish you and yours a safe and happy February.
Thanks, Clayton. For full details, be sure to check out the library's website. And now we're going to toss it over to Dory Theos for the latest in school news.
Hi guys, I'm Dory Theos, and let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. In Norwood High School news, congratulations to the 12 seniors in the civics class that excelled in participating in the virtual We the People Massachusetts State Competition. Teacher Molly Eppenkamp reports that they showed confidence and poise in representing speeches and answering judges' questions on a variety of constitutional issues. Extra big congrats to Elias West, Jordan Woodley, and Christos Georgilopoulos for being the highest scoring group from our school, and to Michael Randall for winning a special award for civic virtue. At the Coakley Middle School, the music students have been performing their winter concert songs in the auditorium. The songs will be edited together and shared with their families and broadcast on NCM. The students are under the direction of choral teacher Robert McDonough and instrumental teacher Courtney Schick. At the Balch School, Principal Diane Ferreira sent in these fun snow pictures and says they may start a Balch Snow Mountain Climbing Club. Resets never gets old. The Cleveland School also enjoyed the snow, and there is nothing like a snow fun day at the Cleveland School. It was time for snowmen, snow angels, snow climbing, and diving. The Cleveland also celebrated World Read Around Day on Wednesday. Students in every grade welcomed children's book authors Jean Reedy, Corinne Damas, Cara LaRue, and Kelly Yang, who appeared via virtual meetings and read aloud for their work. Ever wonder what happens when the date is February 2nd, 2022? You celebrate Tuesday, as in TWO. Students and staff at the Callahan School showed their creativity by dressing alike, wearing an outfit with two towns, Norwood and Denham, wearing gear from two sports teams, and different socks, to name a few. Mrs. Brown and Mrs. DeAngelis even sported Tuesday t-shirts. Ashton Young and Ali Dadahara from the Callahan Orchestra celebrated Tuesday by playing a song with two words in the title, Lightly Row as a duet, cello and violin with two parts, a melody and harmony part. Classrooms engaged in a variety of activities celebrating the number 2. This included scavenger hunts, writing stories, and of course math games that involved counting by twos. The band even got in on the act by playing the song 2 by 2, which is in 2/4 time. Let's listen to the duet and the band. Callahan Principal Donna Brown wants us to know if you miss a celebration, do not fret, because you can celebrate Tuesday over vacation when we hit 2/22/22, and that one actually falls on a Tuesday. At the Oldham School, Miss Manning's 3rd grade participated in a social and emotional learning activity. After listening to a story about kindness and compliments, they unanimously wrote compliments on each other's stars that was clipped on their back. The kids had fun writing and reading nice things about themselves and each other. Students in Mr. Obara and Mrs. King's 4th grade class at the Prescott tried out their design and engineering skills in a mystery science lesson where students learn about the connection between sounds and vibrations. In the activity, Paper Cup Telephone, students made telephones using cup and strings. Students then modified the design of their telephones using different types of supplies to see if they can improve the sound quality. In this hands-on science challenge, students not only had to formulate a plan for their design, but also collaborate with multiple classmates to test out their design and make adjustments as needed. This type of activity and collaboration has real-world applications and great skill-building opportunities. Recently, while moving through the classrooms at the Willett School at the start of the school day, Principal Stephen Billhart found himself watching the students in Mr. Reynolds and Miss Collins' A4 kindergarten classroom. The students started coming into the classrooms at 8:45 and soon found themselves engaging in one of the 5 different learning stations. Working in small groups, they were actively reinforced by their subtraction, addition, turn-taking, and vocabulary development. With the use of supportive manipulative encounters, the students learned through each turn they took in the games and activities they were exploring. With strong classroom management and clear expectations, these students were supported and learned from not only their teachers but from their classmates as well. This week, some of the classrooms at the Little Mustangs preschool celebrated the Chinese New Year. 2022 is the year of the tiger. The children created tiger puppets and used watercolors to paint colorful dragons. They read stories about how this holiday is celebrated by families and learned about some of the interesting customs. They also practiced their fine motor skills using chopsticks and yarn as noodles as they transformed part of their classroom into a Chinese restaurant with menus, chopsticks, and special foods to cook. The children played games using lucky red envelopes called Lacy. The red envelopes were given out on the Chinese New Year and are usually filled with money or chocolate. Chants of Gung Hai Fat Choi, which means Happy New Year in Chinese, were heard all around the preschool this week as the children performed lion dances in their classrooms and paraded around the Savage Center with the colorful dragons. Well, that's it for school news. There is something interesting happening in our classrooms and schools every day, and thanks to all the educators who share their news with us. Now let's go to Mike Malou for the latest in sports.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Update. It was a special week here at the school in the Hill as we had our 5th ever girls basketball player to reach 1,000 career points. Let's set the stage for you. Tuesday night, the boys and girls basketball teams hosted Westwood for their annual doubleheader. It was a packed gym as the teams also held their Helping Hands fundraiser. This year, the girls' team chose to support 2 local families. Off the opening tip, the crowd knew that Megan only needed 27 points to achieve the career 1,000. Westwood played tough, at times double and even triple teaming her. By half, it looked like 27 points might be out of reach. Then, late in the third and into the fourth quarter, the Mustangs found a way to break the defense and Megan went on a run, scoring 6 quick points. Then, with only 2 minutes left in the game, they inbounded the ball and brought it up the court. Let's take a listen to what happened next.
Got the bird's eye view up here. I like being up top. You're able to see the spread the court. Here we go for Megan. Woo!
Megan Olbrys, 1,000 points.
Look at this. The crowd is going wild. Congratulations to Megan. Mike.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So that is Megan's 27th point, and the game's going to stop. Like you said, John Longley is coming out with some balloons for 1,000.
Congratulations.
To our knowledge, Megan is the 5th girl ever at Norwood High School to ever achieve this, last being one of the Reen girls. Here comes our family.
Oh no, one of the zeros popped, but that's okay.
So, unbelievable achievement by Megan Olbrys, getting 1,000 points in her career.
At home court
versus
like Westwood.
The Mustangs would go on to win the game and remain undefeated. We had a chance to talk to Megan after the game about her milestone achievement.
Talk us through the moment. What do you think?
At the end, my teammates just tried to get me the ball, and like they all knew around me like what my goal was and everything about it, and they just tried to get it done for me, and they did.
What did it mean to you to be able to do it in front of a packed house here for the doubleheader?
Oh my God, this is the best I could ever ask for, doing it for the charity game and having the doubleheader with us. It was just all the support around me. It just was so wholesome.
Now, Megan, do you think now that you scored your 1,000 points, are you going to Disney World?
Oh yeah, I'm heading there right now.
Mike and I will come. We will follow
you guys
Absolutely.
come along. Come on.
Perfect. And one last question.
Yeah.
Rest of the season, what are you looking forward to?
We want to go all the way, but we're taking it day by day, and that's how we're going to get there, step by step.
Well,
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank
Megan.
you so much. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Great job.
Thank you.
Congrats again, Megan, for an amazing night. As I mentioned before, she was the 5th girls basketball player ever to do this, the others being Sue Marr, Daniel Chason, Allie Dixon, Megan Reen, and now Megan Olbrys. The first 3 are all NHS Hall of Famers, and the 2 Megans will be eligible 10 years after their graduation. Following the girls' game, the boys' team went on to beat Westwood handily by a score of 74-59. They also matched up with Millis the following night in a makeup game, and their defense shined, holding the Mohawks to only 24 points in a 64-24 win. Boys hockey took on Westwood in their only matchup of the week. It was a back-and-forth game, but neither team could find the net, and the game ended in a 0-0 tie. Girls hockey had 2 games this week, the first being on Monday against Hopkinton Dover Sherborne, and it was a great team performance. All 5 lines worked hard to pull out a 6-1 win. Then on Wednesday, the girls matched up with Westwood. If you remember from last week, the girls had just beat them in a 1-0 overtime thriller. Well, this time the teams proved to still be evenly matched. A goal by Jenna Nauman put Norwood up 1-0 with less than 5 minutes in the game, but just 30 seconds later, senior captain Kendall Bloomquist tied the game for Westwood. The game would go into overtime, but eventually end in a 1-1 tie. Swim and Dive had their senior night Tuesday night. They honored their 5 seniors, Lizzie Cardini, Cece Venditti, Jake Wilkerson, Michaela Hurley, and Livy Bedard. Both teams worked hard and had some good individual performances, but came up short, the boys losing 92-62 and the girls losing 102-76. Wrestling had a single match this week, and it was a close one. They traveled to Bellingham to take on the Blackhawks, and they came away with a 39-37 win. On Thursday, the MIAA released the latest power rankings, and there was some movement from the hockey and basketball teams. Boys hockey slides 3 spots from 4 to 7 this week. Boys basketball jumps up 7 spots, moving from 12 to number 5 this week. Girls hockey dropped 1 spot, moving from number 3 to number 4 this week. And girls basketball remains at the top spot of Division II, coming in at number 1. That's all for sports this week. Make sure to watch the Bulletin Board channel or follow us on social media for broadcast times. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. In government, representatives from VPG Development appeared before the Board of Selectmen to present plans of a proposed apartment building at the former Savagrin property on Lenox Street.
In the next slide, you can see a little bit more of a detailed blow-up of that. So we're sharing an abutting edge, not only with the street frontage on one side, the train tracks on the other. What we're really trying to show here is the building articulation is core to the design strategy. You can see the breakdown of the roof lines. You can see this very deliberate play with the massing. It's not just the massing, it's also the materials. We want to bring warmth and texture to the street edge. We want the building behind that to read differently, larger windows in the front, and really getting very thoughtful and playful with how the building feels. You can see there's integrated balconies for that residential texture and breakdown of the massing as well. I think we just have one other view, if you could jump to the next. Two other views. This is actually what the building looks like from the MBTA parking lot. So you can see on the left-hand side, we have the 3-story volume right up against the street, stepping up and then stepping up again as we go towards the tracks. And then the last shot, I think, is an internal shot, just to give you a flavor for what that sort of overarching pass-through feels like. So this is where we're sort of separating that building on the front from the slightly larger building on the back, but we really want this to be an open kind of porte cochere drive-through area where you could drop somebody off, you could pick somebody up. All of that activity is happening internal to the site away from the street edge, so we're really not impacting traffic. And that's it, just sort of very high-level overview of the building and the site strategy.
The selectmen had some reservations regarding the proposed structure.
What about the hazardous materials in the ground? I mean, is that a substantial project to alleviate that?
But this is too much. Can't you make it, the hazardous materials. Remember when they built the registry of motor vehicles near Northeastern? Mm-hmm. Then we couldn't use it because there were hazardous materials in the ground? I mean, you'd have to do that anyway. You answered that beautifully. But I hope that, you could scale back a little. What we want is the town of Norwood. We don't want the city of Norwood. We had to do it for the hospital because they had us by the neck, and we've given them everything that they've wanted, and they've still delayed.
After meeting with VPG, the selectmen met with the planning board, conservation agent Holly Jones, and Mark Ryan of Public Works. The selectmen meet again February 15th. The Conservation Commission met in a hybrid format on Wednesday evening. Applicants appeared before the board for a continued public hearing regarding a proposed 2-story residential addition on Plantation Circle. The group also discussed a potential violation on Washington Street and plans for resolution. The commission reviewed its member policy and received an update from the Ending Orchard Subcommittee. The Finance Commission met remotely on Thursday evening. The group discussed revenue in the second quarter and planned uses for ARPA funds. Members of the Budget Balancing Subcommittee provided pertinent updates to the Commission ahead of the upcoming town meeting. Before adjournment, the group reviewed fiscal year 2022 reserve fund activity. The Commission will meet again before March town meeting. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government Channel or watch on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for a message from Chief Brooks.
Hi, I'm Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department. The men and women of the Norwood PD are committed to protecting you and to providing you with top quality service. We're busy. Norwood is a nice town, but in any given 24-hour cycle, we handle anywhere from 65 to 90 radio calls and officer-initiated events. We patrol the town's 10 square miles, including over 100 miles of roadways. Our traffic enforcement focuses on places where crashes have occurred, neighborhoods where residents have reported chronic violations, and offenses that impact crashes like speed, texting, running stop signs and red lights, and failing to yield to pedestrians. When we're not tied up on calls, we work hard to build relationships with members of the community. So you'll see our officers out walking footbeats, checking in with merchants, and stopping at sporting events to chat with kids. We believe that every resident should know, or at least feel like they know, a member of our department. So if you see us, stop and say hello. We'd love to chat with you. On behalf of the men and women of the Norwood Police Department, it's our pleasure to serve you.
Welcome back. Following a string of car break-ins that occurred last week, Chief Brooks wants to remind residents to always lock your cars.
Hi, Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department here. You know, one of those nuisance crimes that we deal with on a constant basis is breaks into vehicles. And for us, it affects our crime statistics, but for residents, it affects their sense of comfort. You know, just knowing that somebody's been in their car. So pretty easy to do. When you get out of your car, daytime, nighttime, whenever it is, just that. Press the button. Just press the button, lock your car. When you go to get back in it, pretty easy, press the other button. Please lock your car. All cars in the town of Norwood should be locked at all times. It's just going to avoid you going through the inconvenience of having criminals rummaging through your car in the middle of the night. We do have it. It happens from time to time. Invariably, 99% of the cars that are entered by criminals in Norwood are cars that are unlocked. Please lock your car. Take your keys in the house with you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Chief. The Skating Club of Boston is hosting an exciting show in February for Norwood's 150th birthday.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Miller. I'm with the steering committee of the Norwood 150th anniversary. We're coming here today to talk about the skating event, which is coming on February 26th. And I'm here with Ernie Petrikowski, who's the co-chair of the skating event program, and Doug, who's the executive director of the Skating Club of Boston.
So for the club, this is a win-win because we would love to have the town of Norwood come in, see our skaters perform to their best in a sort of a kickback atmosphere that's a lot of fun for them because they won't be competing. So every skater that you'll see on the 26th trains here at the Skating Club of Boston. Some have grown up here. One in particular, Max Nomoff, is a Norwood resident, and others have relocated here from around the country since we opened our doors. There'll be team skating with synchronized skating and theater on ice. There'll be a lot of single skating with women and men, a couple of pair teams. We have some championship pair teams. They just came back from Tallinn, Estonia. One of our teams won the event, and our other team was second.
At intermission, it'll almost be 50 years to the day that the Norwood High School Mustang hockey team won the Massachusetts State Hockey Championship. So after intermission, we are going to be honoring that team on their 50th anniversary of that great accomplishment. And we'll also be recognizing the Norwood Nuggets program, which is the feeder system for the high school hockey teams. They're celebrating their 60th birthday. So gates are going to open at 4. The show will start at 6. You'll be out of here by 8:30. So this is a real family-friendly event. We want to make it affordable. And the skating club has been so great. Every dime that is going to be taken in is going to go to the 150th celebration to support other events we're going to have throughout the year.
Just an aside, just to let you know where the tickets can be purchased. They can be purchased at the Town Hall, the library, the Senior Center, and the Civic Center. And it's still only $10. If you happen to have not made up your mind yet on the day of the show on the 26th, the tickets will be available here at the skating club, but they'll be $15 at that point.
Tickets can be purchased online at norwoodma150.gov. Just a reminder to residents, the town clerk's office has announced that there are 33 vacancies in each town meeting district. If you are interested in putting your name on the ballot for the first time, please file nomination papers with the town clerk. These nomination papers must be signed by at least 10 people. Any incumbent town meeting members seeking re-election should file the intent to seek re-election paperwork with the town clerk. All paperwork is due by 5 p.m. on Monday, February 14th. For additional questions, please contact the town clerk, Mary Lou Follin, at 781-762-1240, extension 6026 or 6027. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.